Hello designers, this is Rebecca, and today I'm going to critique your Assignment 6 Pyrotechnics submissions. So you were to create either a music video intro, a motion graphic, a zine, a magazine cover and spread, a documentary commercial about your band, or any other approved typography idea. One of you created a zine and the rest of you created a magazine cover and spread. So we'll be looking at those in depth today. So you were to use the research you've collected to create a piece that spreads the word and features your band. You were to submit it as a PDF. You were to use the appropriate software, Adobe software, to create your piece, which means InDesign for all of you. And the checklist are all the required items that I list on the pages. So for the magazine spread, you were to include, if you wanted to use Rolling Stone, you could. All of you had to have a trim size of on each page that was 9.6875 inches by 11.75 inches with an 1/8 inch bleed. This is according to the current Rolling Stones media kit. And you could pull those colors and images to the bleeds, please. Every time you create any spread in, or sorry, any kind of layout in InDesign, you should pull your background images and graphics to the bleed lines. And then give your text a 1/4 inch margin from the edges. Um, the requirements for the layouts were at least a 4-page article, which means two-page spreads, and they need to include typography effects for your headline, a byline, a deck, caption, subhead, pull quote, drop cap, text wrap, columns, a bug, and you are allowed to use placeholder text if you'd like, but I did want you to use real text for the title. And then your cover needed to include obviously the masthead, which is the Rolling Stone logo or whichever magazine you choose to move forward with, the deck, the date line, a skyline, a pug, cover lines, and a puff. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the zine requirements. The zine requirements were to include a front and back cover, include at least 6 internal pages. So with the cover and back, that would be 8 total pages. Have an article about your band. You can use placeholder text if you'd like. And the pages are to be 5.5 by 8.5 inches when it's folded. So that means that you're just using a letter size page folded in half. Let's go ahead and take a look at the assignments. First up is Twyla. Twyla created this little zine about her band. Really incredible illustrations throughout this. I love the colorful background pattern and all of these torn edge things and really fun collaging that you created here. So this is your cute cover. I just love it. Here's the inside cover. Maybe, I'm sorry, this is the back cover. Really adorable. So it says a look into Animas' newest album, Down the Rabbit Hole, and its message. Really great. Nice typography for that title, and I love that you added a little pink in there. That's a really nice way to break it up. So let's keep looking. We use placeholder text throughout here. Good. I'm happy to see some paragraphs there. And what inspires this album? Great. Okay. We'll come back to those in just a minute. I'll go through the text a little bit more thoroughly. This is really fun. So you use some of the song names in there. Really great. I love that fun typography. That's a blast. Really fun text effects. Another page of text. I like seeing these page numbers on the bottom. Another incredible collage. This is super fun. This is very zine-ish. I love it. Really great. Excellent. So I'm really happy with all these background graphics, all the collaging that you did throughout. It's perfect. It's really great. This fun tape is really cool in there, and yeah, like the stickers, it looks really good. So with the text, I recommend, okay, so first of all, whenever you are left aligning text, go ahead and turn off the hyphenate option. We do not hyphenate a jagged right edge for left aligned text. So just let that drop down then to the next line if it's a longer word, okay? I do recommend breaking the first paragraph up into at least 2 paragraphs. And then on this page, you did break it up into 2 paragraphs, but notice that there's no punctuation and this isn't capitalized. So even if you're using placeholder text, go ahead and just make it look like it's, you know, not in Latin. So just put a period, add a period to the end there, and capitalize the beginning of your next paragraph there. And then when you're laying out any type of text, you can either choose to use an extra line break, which you did here, or an indent. So we don't use both. So if you want to do an extra line space to create visual separation between the paragraphs, then go ahead and delete all of these indents, okay? If you want to indent them, then delete the extra line space separating the paragraphs. It's one or the other, all right? So on these pages that do not have a headline, go ahead and break these up into at least 3 paragraphs. So this one, at least 2 paragraphs. If you go through and delete the indents in the other paragraphs, treat this one the same way, as well as removing the hyphen from the text, from the paragraph style. On this one, go ahead and add some color to that fun font at the top. I love the color that you added in the first one. And feel free to add more than just the pink. You know, you've got this fun orange, you've got this incredible green. That would look really awesome popping off on those pages against all that pink. This is gorgeous though. Don't touch that. I love this awesome typography and effects in the background there. Make at least 2, maybe 3 paragraphs here. I'm just looking back at your page numbers. Yeah, those all look great. Great. All right. Really good work. Thanks so much, Twyla. Next up is Juliet. Juliet did the Rolling Stones spread. This looks amazing. So you included even a back cover, and I really love that. It looks really cool. Let me just move this over. Okay, now we can see the whole front cover there. So I love the red outline, the double border that you created. It looks really nice. It's very Rolling Stones, like classic Rolling Stones. I'm happy to see your puff here, as well as, sorry, your pug, not your puff. I'm happy to see the pug. I'm happy to see uh, the deck here and the date line up here. We are missing the skyline. And I guess this is your feature here, so that looks really good. And we are missing a puff. So be sure for your final presentation to include a skyline across the top and a puff. This one could be the puff here if you wanted to, like just bring it in on the side. Yeah, but then also go ahead and take a look at the one part where they talked about breaking this up into thirds and including these guys, you know, stacked on the third side instead of putting just one on one side and one on the other. When magazines put it on both sides, it's because they have a gazillion headlines on the cover and you only have 3 total. So consider just stacking the 2 without covering the artist's face. All right. So I love this. I love the text effects that you used. I don't think that you need both a stroke and a drop shadow. So I do recommend getting rid of the stroke. If it's not enough, then give that text color, I'm sorry, give that text fill a color. Instead of using white, you could pick one of these oranges out of her outfit. That would pop off that background a bit. So, you know, or even the green from her guitar, something fun like that. This down here is okay. I'm okay with the glow and the white stroke. That's fine. But I think, you know, we as designers, we want to not rely on using a stroke to separate the text from the background. All right, great, beautiful work. Now here is your spread. Let's zoom out just a bit. There we go. So this looks awesome. You've got your headline here, you've got your byline, and you've got your deck. Looks good. Good, good. I'm just looking at everything real closely. So I'm happy to see, oh, no, darn it. I was going to say I'm happy to see no hyphens, but there is one right here. So go ahead and turn off that hyphen option. I don't see it anywhere else, so I don't know if it just isn't, that one paragraph didn't get applied or something. I'm not sure. So what we could do here, there's a lot of black and white on this page, which is fine. I love the pops of red, but let's go ahead and add even more red. So you could separate some of these larger texts or larger fonts with red. You could also play with these headers a little bit more if you wanted to. You could make this, I'm going to call, so this I'm going to call title, your title here. This one I'm going to call your header 1. And then this one I'm going to call header 2. So for your header 1, you can make those in all caps. And then for your header, I'm sorry, header 1, you could make those in all caps, or you can make them red, one or the other. And for your header 2, one or the other, all caps or red. Just choose which one is going to be all caps and which one's going to be red, and then apply those paragraph styles to all the rest there. This is your, this looks like this is your pull quote. So if it is, go ahead and put quotes around it. No, I don't think it is. I think it's breaking up into a new section of the paragraph. So never mind, don't do that. I see your bug, it looks good. You could even make your bug red if you'd like to. You don't need to add the date there because the date's on the front of the magazine. So for this picture of Courtney Love, I would take her back into Photoshop and I would refine the hair selection because it's pretty rough there. And I know that it's hard to do, but it'll look better. And I don't really care about this little edging around the side here, but the hair, refining the hair is easy enough. You know what I mean? Now that it's Photoshop has made it so simple. I do love this photo. It's fantastic. Great. Now here's your spread. It looks really good. Really nice. Beautiful. So let me just check one more thing back here. Great. Okay. So one more thing that I recommend here is just adding some text color to the headers because why not? You know, it is nice to have this white on a red background, but there's other colors that you could use like that. Once again, the green would look really good. Maybe a yellow, would pop off a bit. So yeah, cool. Okay, that looks good. So I do recommend including some page numbers. That wasn't a requirement, but it does help make it look even more like a magazine. And yeah, that looks great. Great job. Thanks so much, Juliet. All right, next up we have Anthony. Anthony's magazine is Wannabe, and we have this new artist alert, DJ Breakout. Great. So this could be more of a zine actually, which is cool. But if it's a zine, we need a back cover as well and 2 more pages of article on the inside. If it's the magazine spread, then I need some more stuff on the front. So we have our masthead here. We also have, I'm not sure if this is sort of like if Rick Rubin made this or if this is like a pug kind of coming in. So I'm not sure. We have one headline here, and we do need a few more because the magazine is going to have more stuff in it. This is cool down here, but I think it could be like moved over instead of overlapping his shoe. It could even be up here a bit, but it looks like really faint. I would increase the contrast to make the darks as dark as your text here. So then the other things that we would need is a date line, a skyline. Reduced by Rick Rubin could be a skyline if that's the name of one of the articles inside. And we need a puff and a few more cover lines. Okay, great. So inside I only have 2 pages here, so I need 2 more pages of article. And then, cool. So okay, so this DJ Breakbeat looks like it's going to be our main like typographic headline. So that works for me. And then we have our deck here. I don't see a byline, so you need to include a byline there. I'd also like to see a drop cap. And I'm not sure if there was a drop cap in Twyla's, but if there wasn't, be sure to add one. And we also need to break these up into paragraphs. So you did a good job with your columns. And I love seeing real text. That looks really great. But go ahead and just find, find a sentence somewhere and break it down you do a line break to make it a new paragraph so that you can break this up visually into paragraphs all through here. So I should see at least 6 paragraphs through this whole spread, if not more. Then let's see what else we need is a pull quote needs to be included there. And I don't see a subhead. I don't see any captions for the photos. I don't see a text wrap. And I don't see a bug. Okay, so you got to include all those things. Like right here, even your text is overlapping this photo, so watch out for that. Just nudge that column over a bit or um, reduce the width of that column. That's probably the best thing. So you want to make sure if you reduce the width of this column, you reduce the width of all 5 columns there. So it's uniform all the way across there. And then the other things that I would recommend is playing with the color of your headers because why not? It's always fun. You have in both of your headers, you have a colon and then some other text after it. So just change the color of that text following the colon if you want to. Okay. You can also capitalize, do all caps for the words in front of the colon, just to really play more with more typography and just get those headers to really grab everybody's attention. All right. Great. Thank you so much, Anthony. All right, next up we have Gia. Gia's magazine is Astro Groove. This looks incredible. This cover is really great. So we do have our masthead, we've got our deck, we've got our dateline, we've got sort of a skyline. I'll consider this a skyline right here. Usually the skyline is above the masthead. We've got lots of cover lines. Looks really good. And we have a puff and we have, no, yes, we have a puff. We don't have a pug. So, but I do like these horizontal rules that you're using to separate the different cover lines. So yeah, usually on a magazine, there's going to be your feature and which sounds like it's this exclusive interview. And so the feature is going to be treated a little bit differently than the other headlines. So for that feature, that's where you can add your puff there. I'm sorry, your pug. I keep getting pug and puff mixed up. So just put a color screen behind it, or yeah, that's pretty much what we do. Yeah, good job, really nice. Now here's your first page of your article. Great, yay! This looks awesome. So you had some fun with the typography, with Groove into the Cosmos there on your headline. This is some big leading here. It could be reduced if you want. You don't have to. I'm happy to see this caption up here. Great photo. We've got this incredible deck here. And we have our byline. Looks great. I love seeing this drop cap. Looks fantastic. We've got this second header down here with color in it. Woohoo! Love that. I don't see any hyphens, so that's really fantastic. All right, great. So the only thing I would say is to break this up into some paragraphs. So you've got these beautiful columns, but go ahead and separate some of that into paragraphs. Not just you did separate it into sections using these different headers here, but within the sections, there can be more than one paragraph. Okay, so this looks like it started a new paragraph here. So if so, to create more visual separation between the paragraphs, you can introduce another line break like you did here, or just indent these additional paragraphs. Don't indent the first paragraph, indent the additional paragraphs, okay? Then this is great to see the pull quote, looks really nice. Another caption, awesome, I love it. So if you wanted to, you could also put some page numbers on here, but it's not required, okay? Yeah, so same notes for this one, really great. I would treat, okay, so this is the feature. Okay, I was going to say I would treat this text here the same as you treated the other one, but if the other one's the feature and this is like another different article, then you don't need to treat it the same. The feature does get some special treatment, but I'm happy to see all the other good stuff. We've got our drop cap, our byline, our captions, our different headers with different colors. So yeah, great. Once again, break these up into some paragraphs. Looks good. More pull quotes look nice. Really nice. So I don't see any bugs, so be sure to add your bugs. That's the only thing that I see that's missing. All right. Thanks so much. Great work, Gia. All right, next up is Abigail. Abigail, this looks beautiful. I love this glittery pink background with these yellow stars and all this collaging. Really beautiful, really nice. So I see our beautiful masthead there with our date line, the issue number. Good. I see the pug and all these beautiful cover lines. So I don't see a skyline across the top, and I think, yeah, I think I need a puff. Wait, this is the puff. I need a pug somewhere as well. I guess this could be the pug down here. Yeah, we'll count that. All right, great. So then, the only thing I recommend is, so this is sort of an orphan right here, 2, 4, 6. It's only 6 letters, and an orphan is 7 or less. So what I recommend is breaking your line up between pit and 2, and then have 2 on this line, and then front lines down here. 2, 4, 6. So then spirit is also an orphan. So that's going to be a harder one. So then maybe you could reword this to say the unwavering spirit of punk instead, so that you have a little more words to break up among 2 liner. Okay, but these are all great here. The other thing is that this black and white conversion is very flat. This girl back here has the most contrast, but none of them have true black in their shadows. It's a dark gray, and none of them have any white on them. So when you have a very flat black and white image, the eye just passes right by it, and you're also using gray up here. So I would go into Photoshop, and my favorite way of increasing contrast in Photoshop is using the levels adjuster. And on the levels adjuster, you're going to see a histogram. At the bottom of that histogram are little black and white sliders. And so if you slide your black in towards the center, you'll see the blacks in their hair and the shadows start getting even darker and richer. You want it to be like a rich dark black. See, look right here, you actually have a black, but here is a dark gray, and this star is a dark gray. So your text is real black, and this one spike is black, but everything else is just a very dark gray. So then once you get the true black, then you're going to also grab the white slider of the histogram and slide it over towards the center. And then you'll start seeing anywhere that has white in it just really, become more vibrant in the highlights. So in her face, she'll have some white in the spikes here on the highlights there. She might get a little white in her nose ring. I'm not sure. It just depends on what kind of metal that's made out of it, if there's any reflection on it. Maybe in the skull there. And then she'll get some white in her earring there. All of them will get more white in their eyes, in the white of their eyes. So even though it's skin tone and there's no true whites in the skin tone, you'll see it in other, metal and accessories. That'll be a good indicator of the highlights, okay? Then I would also recommend going ahead and making your masthead not gray. It's just not really standing out very much. So the masthead could be yellow or white, and that would help it. If you wanted to keep the drop shadow part, or whatever this part is, gray, then that's cool. But I would just fill in the top of the letters with a different color. All right, beautiful. This looks incredible. I love it so much. Really beautiful work here. So we have this incredible headline, nice and huge, and it looks really lovely with that pink added in there to break it up. I see your deck looks really good. I love the, italicized all caps there with your byline. Your great drop cap looks good. I see over here we have another header in pink, and these stars are a really fun way to spread across the spread. And this mirror being filled in with pink looks fantastic for your pull quote. Really clever. I'm happy to see you used a space to separate your paragraphs, and then you didn't indent, so that's good. We picked one or the other. All right, so the places where we could change some things are make sure you go through, you uncheck your hyphen option from your paragraph style because we don't want any hyphenation on left aligned text. We only use hyphenation on justified text. All right. We have an orphan here. We also have a different, it looks like we have different tracking here or something. Like this paragraph looks like it has a lot more air and space to breathe than this paragraph. So I would go through and just select it and see if your tracking is set to like -10 or -20. If it doesn't need to be, then just set it back to 0. Same with this one. Like this paragraph looks a little more dense than this one, and this paragraph looks a little more dense than this one. So since we're using a placeholder text, if you wanted a paragraph to fit without going to the next page, just erase some text and put a period there, okay? Great. All right, looks good. So the only other thing I would do is this pull quote is a bit close to the edge of the mirror. So maybe just reduce the size of that font a hair so that you have a little more margin around the text to breathe, okay? But I love these images, fantastic. So we could use some captions would be great on some of these images. This looks really cool too. I love this little explosion behind the microphone and the color in the guitar and the drumsticks, and these hearts are really fun. This is super cool. I like this bug here. Yeah, great. So same with on this page, we got to turn off that hyphenation and then go through and double check our tracking throughout these paragraphs that look a bit dense versus the ones that don't look dense, that look more spread out and airy. Then down here, it looks like, so sometimes InDesign will do this. If you don't have a return after the end of your paragraph, it'll make this bottom line drop down a little further. You'll see some more line spacing, some more leading there on that bottom line. So just put your cursor there, hit return, and it'll nudge it up, and then you can delete that extra space after it. I don't know why it does that. I haven't really analyzed it too much, but it is annoying and it does do that. If you wanted to, you could try to add some page numbers. It's not a requirement, and you don't have to do it, but you can if you want. All right, looks really great. Thank you so much, Abigail. Next up is Keon. So Keon did a magazine spread as well. This is the inside. This is the cover. Here we go. This cover is really cool. I love your texture and the treatment that you did to your masthead. Looks really good. I see some puffs. Looks awesome. You have all your bylines. I don't see a date line. You do have an issue number here, and you included the URL and a barcode, which is really great. So, and I don't see a skyline or a pug. So yeah, if you could add a skyline, you could even move one of these up here to be the skyline. And you could turn this one into your pug if you wanted to. And then with your issue number, just add the date, like a month or a season. It could be like spring 2024, or it could be May 2057 because it's so futuristic, whatever you'd like to do there. But it looks really cool. It's really nice collaging. I really love the background pattern. The overall texture of the whole thing looks really nice. The text is separated really nicely from the background with this drop shadows throughout. It's really pretty, really nice. Good job. That's a good looking cover there. Great, here's a nice little mock-up. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out the spread itself. So we have this really great typography for your title there for the legend. We have, I will count Los Angeles is next as your deck. I don't see a byline, so we need a byline in there. And a drop cap would be really cool. Great. Okay, let's keep going. We have this fun 3D animation, or I'm sorry, illustration. And you even wrote the whole article. Really nice. We got a page number here. I think I would change the page numbers not to be 1 through 3. Usually the feature is kind of in the middle of the magazine. So I would make it more like page 20 something. But this is really beautiful. I love all these rules that you created everywhere to separate things. It looks really nice. I'm so happy to see these the questions in a different text color looks really great. It's a really nice way to separate the interviewer from the answers of the interviewee. Looks awesome. I'm just looking for a few more things. Good. So I don't see any hyphens, which makes me very happy. And I'm happy to see how you separated your paragraphs with a line space and did not include an indent in there. Yeah, so I think we just could use some captions and changing the page numbers and adding the byline. That's it. Great work, Keon. Way to go. All right. And next up is Maria. I'm sorry, Marion. This is your beautiful mock-up. It looks so good. I love that background color. And you use that beautiful background color for your masthead there. This looks great. I really love that you overlap the masthead with the characters' heads. I think that looks really fantastic. You see that a lot in magazine design, kind of weaving, in and out. We've got your date line. We've got a the skyline. Thank you. We got the skyline there. I don't see a deck, so we need a deck in there sprinkled in. We've got a pug. We've got a puff. We've got these fantastic cover lines separated with color for the text. I love it so much. I can see our feature nice and big. Really looks good. We have your barcode on the cover, which wasn't a requirement, but it looks really great. And the contrast in your characters, it looks fantastic, really consistent. So really nice work there because these are probably three different photos and they do look a lot like it could be one photo because of how consistent the values are in all your black and white conversion. And I love the contrast. Way to go! Awesome. All right, so here's your first spread. Let me zoom out a bit so we can see it in all its glory. Beautiful. So we have this, I love this rotated and vertical headline there. It looks really cool. All caps, gorgeous, nice and clean. Yeah, you got to use your poster again. You've got your deck, you've got your byline, you've got a drop cap. I love sprinkling this orange in as a horizontal rule. Very beautiful. Just awesome photo effects over here. I will see that, sorry, we have a caption. Looks really cool. Looks awesome. So I just would recommend turning off your hyphen option in this paragraph style because we don't hyphenate left aligned text. We only hyphenate justified text. And then breaking this up into some paragraphs. You could fit 2 or 3 paragraphs in here. Same with here. Break these up into paragraphs a bit just to have some more, visual separation and turn off your hyphenation on this paragraph style. But I love seeing this drop cap. Let me go back. Okay, cool. I just wanted to see if your drop cap was a different color on the other page, and it wasn't. So this is really nice. This headline's going to spread across. This spread, these super high contrast photos look really nice, like him blending into the black background is a really nice effect there. Oh, you got a little bug. That looks really cool. I love seeing these pull quotes in orange. Really good. More captions. Looks good. And you have this other, header here. Looks really cool. Really nice work. Beautiful. Thank you so much, everybody. This was a blast to see all of your layout chops, and I hope you learned some good stuff in this critique to move on with when you lay out other magazine spreads. And next up is the final. I can't wait to see all of your revisions and the whole band persona, everything in all its glory. So great work, everyone.